I really resonated with your story about the virtual reality and
Yeah,
consciousness.
yeah, nice.
And I wonder if the character, because, so yeah, I don't know your terms, but for me, I am a little character in the game,
Yeah,
in the dream. And so the actions of the character thinks is doing them, but it's just consciousness having, like, dreaming all of it.
yeah,
Okay, 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 yeah.
yeah,
And also, yeah, I had another question. Like, yeah, it seems like the character, it can't wake up because he's in the dream. So it's
yeah,
not it is not the character that can wake up,
yeah. No,
right? Yeah,
it's just that the character is seemingly used for this game of pretending to be lost and then waking up. But it's not the character that wakes up because the character is not alive, so it's an impossibility. The character is like a program that's running. It's a voice with feelings and emotions. So that one that's saying, I like this talk, I don't like this talk, I want to leave, I want to stay, I want to have my dinner, that
yeah,
isn't actually alive. It's like a functioning happening. It's like a program running.
yeah,
What's alive and what's experiencing is that which knows that person doing that. So that is always happening, that consciousness. It's just that there is this like Velcro, I don't know if you know that word, like Velcro, the sticky tape, which is sticking consciousness seemingly to the person, and it makes it feel like the person is alive. And you could say that like it's not personal, but you could say it is like what happens in the personal dream is like a detachment from that person. So
yeah,
it's not a personal thing. It doesn't happen in the person, but there is something that breaks where there was an attachment to that and consciousness felt like it belonged to the person. And then there is a breaking of that, and then consciousness is free. But consciousness was free prior to that. It just seemed like it wasn't. But it's very difficult with words and
yes, yes.
linguistic. Oh no, I forget that word.
Linguistic,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah, yeah,
Linguistics. Yeah.
yeah. I had an ego death. I don't have the words for it. Like in April, past year, 2020, and during few days, I was not me. Like, I was not the character anymore. I was just nothing. I was
Yeah.
just, and now the character is lost because
Yeah.
I'm I it came back. I'm me again,
Yeah.
but it's so strange now to, I guess, to have this, to add this little moment, and now
Yeah.
being in the body again, like being the character doesn't really know how to function, and it's
Yeah.
really helpful
Yeah.
to have these teachings. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is very confusing after that happens, but the great thing about that is that after you have these awakenings, there is there is a seed in you that knows after that. Like that might not have been your first awakening, but if it was your first awakening, after that, in that body mind or in that experience, there's something that knows it.
Yeah.
So they call it in Buddhism, I think, like stream entrance. Like once you have these awakenings, there is, even though you go back into the dream and the person might become very lost, there is
Yeah.
something that's flowing down the stream towards the sea, like towards
Mm.
freedom, because it is known. So there is a part of you now that's attracted to that, even though again it's not a personal thing. It seems to act itself out as if it's personal. So your energy is becoming more and more attracted towards freedom.
Yes, I feel it, and
Yeah,
it's, yeah. I have no thoughts now. Like the mind. I think it has, like, I see now the thoughts coming and going, and I know it's false, and
yeah,
I'm dealing with the emotions in the body too, like releasing emotions,
yeah,
and yes, I'm just letting everything unfold, but
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's very confusing after these awakenings because you know it's so free.
Yes.
This part of you that's so free and knows it, and then there is this part which comes back, which isn't free and which is telling stories, and energies are appearing, which is the opposite to that. But there's something that knows so deeply this other world. It's like having your body or yourself in two different worlds, in the world
Yes.
of no thing, of not being something, of everything, and then in the world of separation, it is a confusing place.
Yes, yes, I feel the confusion all the time, and once you know the freedom and just the bliss and everything was just so beautiful, and coming back, it feels very strange, but I'm trusting more things will happen, maybe more openings. Yeah.
Tony Parsons, he used to say when I went to his talks, I don't know if he still says this, he used to say that like often there's the awakenings, or you have to have awakenings prior to it, like mini awakenings, because otherwise it's too much freedom in one go. It's too much for the body to take.
Yeah.
So it's like it would break the body. He didn't say it would break the body, but he like implied that. And I think this is a nice way to put it.
Yes, yes, I love it. And now it's funny. I'm trying to see it funny, but the character doesn't know what to do anymore, because I was a very mind person before. The character was very in the mind, so very conditioned by society and all the stories. And now I see through, not all of them, of course. I'm not enlightened or whatever, but I see like everything. Some of the things were just, oh, it was a thought, not from you. And now I'm like, so what do I do? What the character will do? It doesn't make any sense. So it's confusing. I think many people are maybe in this case. That's why I wanted to share. But I think non-duality is helping so much. Like it's just, it puts words kind of with what can't be said. Like there is no words, as you said. It's very difficult to explain. So
and what will happen is that your doing will begin to change, and your doing will become predominantly a bodily sensation rather than a mental story. But your mind will still work, so your mind will be able to reflect, like, how do I book a ticket, or should I do this or do that? So your mind will still be able to reflect, but it'll become more integrated with the body. So it'll become more your choices will become more of a expansion in the body. So when you want to do something, it will feel expansive, and when you don't, it will feel more closed. Like that will be more your signals. So whereas before it's like very mental, like I am this person that wants to become rich and famous or whatever it is, or wants to have children, and then it will become more about the moment and expanding. So your energy expanding or contracting. And when I say contract, I don't mean seeking contract. I mean like your energy, the no will be like more of a contracted feeling, and the yes will be more of an expansive feeling. And you'll learn more to trust this flow rather than something that's too mental. So that will begin to change. So and the mind does come up with like, how do I know what to do? Because it's so used to like doing from the mental realm, doing from what it's learned or what it's been taught or from its ideas. Yes.
It's funny because it wants to, and at the same time now I don't like it's like the thoughts are not even there, and even like the chasing of things or of career, of like partner, children, everything is like it's totally empty of meaning now. It's like it doesn't make any sense. So
because it totally doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that you don't have children, you don't have a partner, but it's like the idea of trying to imagine it as a really strong want for the future. There might be like a gentle movement towards that, but the idea, like before, it's like, this is my happiness and this is what's going to make me happy, is really abstract.
Yeah.
Like that's like, it can't make you any more happy. The desire might be there, like that might be your natural expansion, but it's very gentle in comparison. Before, it's like, I have to have that. If I don't, my life will be meaningless. Like, because it is all meaningless. Like, you just have this moment.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yes. I was very in the past and future, and now I'm only in the present most of the time. So yes, it's amazing. Like, it's very strange, but at the same time, I'm just watching what is happening. So
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
Thank you, Anne, for calling in. Thank you. Nice to speak to you.
Yeah, nice to speak to you too. Bye bye.
Bye. Sweet.